Hi friends, Christy here. Welcome to my kitchen counter. I'm super excited that you've joined our party this week. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're learning some tips and some recipes, and I hope you're enjoying the products that you're seeing in action as well. So I want to encourage you guys to be sure to interact and comment all throughout the party group, but especially tonight. Feel free to comment. In fact, if you're watching this live, let us know. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're checking in from. If you're watching it in replay, go ahead and let us know that too. Remember, as you participate in tonight's demo video playback, whether you're watching it in replay or live, you'll get entered into a drawing tomorrow morning when you comment sometime tonight. So I hope you are going to have fun along with me. Be sure to comment along the way. Let me know what you think. Let me know what products you have. If I am using something that you have in your kitchen, let me know. If I use something that you're like, I need that in my kitchen, let me know, right? Let's have some fun tonight. I'm going to be showing off our new Grill Griddle right here behind me. We're going to be grilling up some chicken. I'm also going to be just showing how you can get your chicken to go a little further. We're going to use our closing cut. I'm gonna make some nacho cheese sauce in our blender, which I love. And I'm gonna show you some of our new spring products. The Rapid Prep Mandolin is amazing. And then some of our other products too that I think you'll find very helpful really throughout the year, but especially in the summertime. So let's get started, right? Okay, the first thing that we're gonna use is the closing cut. The closing cut is great for cutting anything in half. So it's got spring-loaded top and bottom, right? So think about anything like that bagel, that English muffin, all right? Think about those grapes or cherry tomatoes. Any mothers with preschoolers or under, right? I'm like, where was this when my boys were loving grapes and I would sit there with my knife and have to cut them in half, right? You can fill this plate with grapes or cherry tomatoes, and one swipe across, you have them all in half. And what we're doing tonight is we're gonna use it to cut our chicken breasts in half. Yes, you can butterfly a chicken breast in one swipe, nice and even. Why would you want to do that, you might ask? Here's why. Portion. Let me just show you. This is a chicken breast that came in a package. Yes, one single breast. And let me just tell you, this is more than one portion. This is likely more than two portions, but we're gonna make it into two portions. So I'm using my chef's tongs, which by the way, y'all, I think every kitchen needs at least one of these. I've got multiples, okay? So let me show you with my non-chicken ones. Silicone tip, so you can use it on any kind of cookware you have. And then there's a little slide down here at the bottom. So when the slide is down, it's gonna stay compact, so you can put it in your drawer. It's not gonna be messing around with anything else. When you squeeze it and have it upside down, the slide goes down, which releases. So you can use it for pastas, for stir fries, for chicken. That's what we're gonna use it for right now. So I've got my chicken breast in there. You need at least an 8-inch knife. This is our chef's knife in our Forged Cutlery collection. Nice pocketwood handle, full tang handle. Tip to tail is the same piece of metal. It's a nice German steel, so it's very, very secure, very sharp. And I'm just gonna go just like that, right through, and watch what happens. That one ginormous chicken breast is now perfectly cut in half. And I'm just gonna lay this right down here because we're gonna do this a couple more times, okay? Now, when you are cutting your chicken breast in half, it really gives you several benefits. One benefit is, like I mentioned before, it's more portion appropriate. And when it's more portion appropriate, you're eating healthier, right? A lot of times people, what they'll do is they'll cook up their chicken and then they'll end up cutting it in half this way, right? And then it kind of makes your mind think, I'm only getting half of a chicken breast, and that's no fun. Your mind's thinking you're not getting enough. You might still be hungry afterwards, when really you're getting plenty. The other benefit to butterflying your chicken like this, besides the fact that it's more portion appropriate, is it's gonna cook more evenly and it's gonna cook quicker, okay? So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead, turn on our Grill Griddle. This is our new cover photo for our spring summer catalog. It comes with a set of grill plates and a set of griddle plates, and they're super easy. You just push this button and they pop right out, and you can just change them very, very quickly and very easily, okay? But we're gonna grill our chicken tonight, so I'm gonna put the grill back on, and I'm gonna turn this on. So there is an on-off knob or button in the back, so I'm gonna turn this on. So I'm gonna get my Grill and Griddle turned on. I'm gonna use our Pro feature, and this feature is really sweet because I'm just going to put the probe into the side here, and then I'm going to press probe. This is going to tell me that this is where I'm going to be grilling on this temperature, and then I'm going to set my temperature for the meat. And since I'm cooking chicken, I'm going to have it at 165 because you want an internal 165 degrees for your chicken before it's done. You'll know it's done and you can feel safe about that. So I'm going to press the start, and then we're going to go over here and it's heating up. Okay, so this is getting nice and hot. While that's getting hot, I'm going to slice the last chicken breast here, and we'll season those up to get onto the grill, okay? So, again, we're cutting these in half so they cook quicker, they cook more evenly, and they're more portion appropriate. And the cool thing is here, I just turned 4 breasts into 8 servings, right? So that is kind of a bonus as well. Let me move this over. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this chicken for some quesadillas. Quesadillas are so good, and you can really make quesadillas any type of flavor that you want. I am gonna be using a couple of our pantry items. Our Southwestern seasoning is one of my favorites. It's been in the line just about as long as I've been with Pampered Chef. In fact, it may have been in the original Pampered Chef collection when I started my business, y'all, a long time ago. That and the dill mix and the Italian seasonings are the 3 that we love and use often, and those were all really in our line from early on. I'm also going to use one of our newest rubs, the Kansas City style barbecue rub. Now this is really, really good. We used it on chicken wings the other day, and it was very, very good. Our rubs, all of our pantry items are all natural. There's no added preservatives. Some herbs will have natural sodium in the herbs themselves, but no added sodium, no MSGs, none of those kind of garbage chemicals that a lot of the herbs that you get at the store have in them, okay? So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little Southwest on, and I'm gonna also sprinkle a little bit of our Kansas City, because you know what? Kansas City barbecue just gives it a nice Midwestern flavor. Can't go wrong with it, even with a little Southwestern, right? And you can just have some kind of, oh, you know what? I don't even have this one open. My open one must be somewhere else. Got 2 of them. I'm kind of lucky in that respect. I tell you what, when you're a consultant, kind of nice that you get doubles. And I had our taste buds, which if you haven't tried our taste buds, it's a subscription service. And our May taste buds packet did come with the new seasonings that didn't come out until June 1st, but we got a little preview of them. So all I'm gonna do here is take, nice and hot. Okay, so I got all 8, or actually 4 of them on right now. We'll do the other 4 here in a minute. But as soon as this gets that internal temperature of 165, it'll beep and I'll be able to take them off. And I will show you too, when I first got this, not that I didn't trust it, but I kind of like to double check. So I did use our meat thermometer, which I do love this. This also does have a probe in it as well. So you can use it in the oven, you can use it outside on the grill, because it does have a probe as well. But it's also an instant read, so I like that. So I'll show you all that here in a minute. When this beeps and it's done, I will show you how we can kind of double check it. Or if you don't have this, but you want a good meat thermometer, this would be your bet, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you, I did, this is a clean one. I had my raw chicken in the other one, but this is one of our leak-proof containers. This is amazing. I love that It has the silicone insert, so you get a nice good seal on here. This is the largest one. This is the 8 1/4, I believe. We have a 5 1/4 and a 3 cup. I use these in my refrigerator a lot for leftovers. I use it for when I grate my cheese. I use it for my grated cheese, the smaller one. So I went ahead and got a clean one out so we can put our cooked chicken in here. All right? Now, a couple things I'm going to show you here in a minute. In fact, I might go ahead. Actually, I will do that in here in just a minute. Because I think, did y'all hear a beep? That's the thing I get nervous about. I'm chatting and I'm like, did I hear the beep or did I miss the beep? Maybe what I'll do is I'll just check it right now and we'll make sure. We'll see what temperature it's on and we'll know if I missed the beep or if maybe it's still going. Okay, I think I may have missed the beep because I don't know if y'all can see. This is registering at like 168 now. I thought I heard it and then was chatting. So yeah, boom, it's done. So I'm gonna take our cooking tongs. I'm gonna go ahead and I want y'all to see how juicy this is. And here's a tip for you too. When you're grilling or cooking any meats really, before you start cutting into them, you should let them rest. Letting them rest helps kind of get those juices solidified, be even tastier when you're done. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on here. And then what I'm going to do is kind of get things changed up, kind of swapped out. Once I get my chicken done, I'm going to show y'all a nacho cheese sauce that we're going to make in our cooking blender. And then we'll pull the chicken back out, get things ready for some quesadillas. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more seasoning onto the back side of these chicken breasts. And we'll get this one going. And move on to get our nacho cheese sauce started. All right, so the chicken is already grilled. It's sitting over here resting, and we are gonna start some nacho cheese sauce. So this is the cookbook that comes with our deluxe cooking blender. And when I say cooking blender, it cooks. It cooks with heat. I don't have to babysit it and adjust the knobs to create friction, which creates heat. There is a thermostat in the base of this blender. Let me just go over a couple of features that are different than some of the ones on the market that it's comparable to. Some of those on the market range anywhere from $500 to $700. It's probably why I never had a fancy blender before this one. This one has a glass pitcher. I don't know that there's any other ones on the market that have a glass pitcher, but the glass pitcher is amazing. It also has a thermostat, a heat element in the base that brings it to the cooking temperature that it needs based on what you're cooking. And we've done anything from soups to sauces. I've made my peanut butter. I've made an alternate milk. So if you are a family that has some allergies and you need to make like almond milk, you can totally make the almond milk and even take the pulp from that and make almond flour. It's pretty impressive. I've made powdered sugar. I grind my coffee beans. I grind my husband's coffee beans. Anybody else non-coffee drinker, married to a coffee drinker? So it's kind of nice. This helps to get those grounds ready to go. So we're gonna be making a nacho sauce. And the nice thing about this is basically you're just gonna take, there are 8 different pre-programmed settings on this blender. So you basically are just adding the ingredients, you turn the knob and press the button and walk away. This particular one has a second stage. So once it gets to the point where it gets to the right temperature and needs that second stage, it'll beep. And I can just remove this cap on the top to add that second stage element in, and then I'll just hit it again, which is pretty sweet. And then at the very end, I add cheese cubes, you know, because it's nacho cheese sauce. So here's what I'm gonna do here. I'm going to just add in order of ingredients. So I need 2 cups of milk. I have my milk already measured out in our 2-cup easy read measuring cup. I love this set. It is microwave safe. It comes with a 1 cup, 2 cup, and a 4 cup. So you got all the measurements, and then the measurements are angled. So you just pour, and it lets you know what measurement you're at without having to do back bends or squats, right? So we've got that. It calls for a teaspoon of taco seasoning. I'm just gonna use some of our Southwestern seasoning. I'm gonna use our adjustable measuring spoon. Here's a little tip for you. When you're measuring out, roll your container. I'm getting a little extra, but that's okay. Okay? So by rolling your container instead of just pouring it, it avoids the ice effect. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're drinking and all of a sudden all the ice kind of hits you in the face at once. So roll your container. That will help there. So I need to add some salt and pepper using our grinder set. There's some salt and then pepper. We're going to add some jalapenos. Now, just one jalapeno. I did remove the veins in most of the seeds. I left a couple of them in there. And then this recipe calls for a clove of garlic peeled. So I'm gonna actually put 3 in. I'm gonna use our peeler. I already had peeled those. But when you have garlic, a bulb of garlic is made up of several cloves, but they do have peels. So the peeler is very handy for that. Okay, so that's the first stage. So the blender can't be put into action without the lid on. Once the lid is on, then I can adjust the knob, and I'm gonna come over here to my sauce setting, which is the very last one. I didn't mention earlier, but my favorite setting on here is the heated wash cycle. So after my peanut butter, after my nacho cheese sauce, heated wash is a dream. You just put water in, a couple drops of soap, heated wash, and it's clean in a couple minutes. So I'm just gonna press this. It's lighting up here for 176, so it needs to build up to that temperature. And I put cold milk in there, so it could take a minute. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the second stage, which I started already. This is the smallest of our 3-cup silicone cup set. And I have a 1/4 cup of flour and 3 tablespoons of butter. So this is basically creating a roux, which is a thickening agent. So that's gonna be the second stage. Once this first stage gets to the right temperature, I'll just be adding this in. And it told me just to take the flour, it's a 1/4 cup of flour and 3 tablespoons of butter, put it in a microwave safe dish and get it melted. So that's what that looks like. So I will be ready to go when that is ready. And what I'm gonna need to do on the third stage for the cheese, whoop. I'm gonna be making a mess here. Okay, no I'm not. Is we're gonna add real cheese cubes. So this is how I buy my cheese. I buy it in a big block. I've actually bought the 4-pound blocks, but as boys move out, we don't go through quite as much cheese. But I like to get the big blocks for a couple reasons. First of all, it's better flavor, it tastes better, and it melts better because there's none of that powdered cellulose that's in the bags of already grated cheese that prevents it really from melting well, okay? The other thing is, like in this case, I need some blocks of cheese and I need some grated cheese because the grated cheese will go with the quesadillas, right? So I'm just gonna take and half this. So there we go. I'm gonna grate some here in a minute, and I'm just gonna take, now, I fudge a little bit on the recipes because this only calls for 8 ounces, I think, of cheese cubes. So I usually put a little bit more, like 12 ounces. I probably should check, so give me a second, and I will grab my scale because this is a pretty fun tool too. So this is our scale. See how flat it is? It fits really, really easy into a drawer. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to put the bowl on it. And there is a tare setting. So I can just hit the tare and it puts it back to 0. And then I can just add my blocks of cheese to see how much. I have been known to add too much cheese sometimes, I guess. Is there such a thing? I don't know. Is there too much cheese? Let me know. What do you think? Okay, so there we go. We're not even at 8 ounces yet. We're just at 6 ounces. So this is our crinkle cutter. Y'all, I have to say, Paul's sitting here. I think this is one of the first things I ever bought from Pampered Chef. because I went to my first Pampered Chef show. I was a senior in college, so it was in the budget, because I think back then it was probably under $10, and now I think it's maybe 12 or 15, I don't know, but it's worth every cent. We have a couple of them. Okay, so that's 10. I'm gonna go ahead and do 12 ounces. And the nice thing is, you can see how I'm doing my cheese. When the kids were little and I packed their lunch, we would make cheese. There you go, honey. We would make cheese sticks with the crinkle cutter. Also great for vegetables: carrots, cucumbers, zucchini, potatoes. I did potatoes the other night. I just needed them cubed up. It's so quick, it's so easy, and they look pretty too because it's got the little ripple effect. So dishwasher safe. Every kitchen needs one. If your kids are moving out and you have this with them growing up, you need to get them one, or give them your old one. Get yourself a new one, right? Okay, so now what we're gonna do, well, this is only up to 78 degrees now, but I'm going to take, sorry about that. I'm gonna take our cheese grater. It's back, y'all. It's been gone for almost a year. And this is my favorite cheese grater. We use it when the kids were little. They would kind of, and I would have them helping me. They would kind of argue over who's gonna get to grate the cheese. It does come with a food holder, okay? So you can use this when you get to the back, to the end. Now, I told you earlier, I use my leak-proof containers to kind of hang on to that cheese because it keeps it fresh. But when I have a big block of cheese like this, I'll just start grating. And the cool thing about it is it's so easy to do. When you have a big block, your hands aren't getting anywhere near the grates, which that's what you want to prevent. When you get down to the very last bit, you can certainly put that last piece in that food holder and you are good to go. But just like that, y'all, I mean, look at how much cheese I grated in just a few seconds. And that's probably about all I need to kind of top off this bowl. And that's what we're going to use for our quesadillas when we get ready for those. Now, here's the fun thing. We're gonna take and have nacho cheese sauce that we can serve with chips next to our quesadillas, or just drizzle over top of the quesadillas. Delicious any way you eat nacho cheese sauce, right? If you're feeling on the healthy side, maybe you just get a celery stick or two or some carrot sticks to dip in that nacho cheese sauce, right? I don't know. I think that's kind of a good idea myself. The cheese grater and the holder is also dishwasher safe. And I just want to show you guys, this is something that people all miss a lot of times. You don't want to force it, okay? There is a little locking. It's black on black, so it's kind of hard to see. But I want you to see when I open it, I'm not pressing with my thumb. I'm pulling with my fingers. You see how that releases? When you pull it over like this, that releases it to stand like I was cutting, like I was grating, or you can open it all the way if you want to grate over top of like your pizza or something like that. You can just grate over top of a skillet if you're maybe using Parmesan or a mozzarella over a skillet, a pasta dish, okay? And then it stores flat like that. I like to put it in my dishwasher like this, so that's just a little tip for you. So I'm gonna let this continue its thing. We'll come back when this is done. And then what I'll do is I'll pour the nacho cheese sauce into one of our insulated bowls. We have 2 different sizes, 1 quart, 2.5 quarts. Every kitchen needs at least one of these, especially when you're doing something like nacho cheese sauce that you want to stay hot, or any kind of a hot dip. Just like our cool and serves keep foods cool, or keep things cool 4 to 6 hours out in the sunshine even, these bowls will keep your hot dishes warm and hot for like 2 hours. It's amazing. So those hot dips, nacho cheese sauce, things like that. If I'm roasting vegetables in my air fryer, we can maybe sometimes have to have a couple of sessions to get through, depending on how many people are here to eat. But the first batch you can put in one of these bowls that keeps it nice and hot. When the second batch is ready to go, everything is still nice and hot when you're ready to eat. Okay, here we are, back and ready to go. Nacho cheese sauce is done. I have it in our insulated bowl. You see that steam? Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can. Steam is coming up pretty good. So that's gonna stay nice and warm until our quesadillas are done. Got that grill pan heating up. I'm just gonna use, I have an avocado oil spray that I'm just gonna use. I don't ever spray my burners or my plates for the Grill Griddle or even my cookware at all. But sometimes I will put a little oil just on my food, right? Because then I'm gonna do 2 half quesadillas. And then I'm gonna throw together some guacamole. I'm talking quick because of one of our new spring products. So give me a second. So this is getting nice and warm. I'm just gonna put one right over here. I did slice up some chicken, so I'm just going to put some of that chicken on that quesadilla. I'm going to add some cheese. Like I said before, sometimes I get too much cheese. Not that you really can get too much cheese. But what happens if when you get too much cheese on a quesadilla, it just kind of squishes out onto the grill. But that's okay, because the grill is super easy to clean up. I can tell you that right now. So I'm just going to turn one that way. Put the other one right here. Get the chicken on this one. Get the cheese on. Now, these plates are actually dishwasher safe. It's crazy. They've never been in my dishwasher because my dishwasher tends to fill up pretty quickly anyway. And they're so easy to clean. I just take my little dish brush, put a little soap on it, and rub it off. And then there's also this nice tool that comes with it as well to kind of help loosen. But just like that, I think I did overstuff this one. But I'm gonna put this down. Oh, and you can hear it sizzling. And the nice thing is, since I just grilled the chicken on these plates, you've got that flavor from the chicken that's gonna be on that quesadilla as well. So while those are cooking up, I am going to show you a quick way to have some guacamole. And I forgot one thing. Now, I will say that guacamole is super easy to make. Pampered Chef back in the day, like I'm talking probably 20 years ago, had a guacamole mix, and I love guacamole. And so I used that mix because when I started my business, I wasn't much of a cook, right? So the nice thing about that is I was like, I'm making my own guacamole. Well, they discontinued it and I was dumbfounded. But I realized guacamole is one of those things, really, you need a good avocado. Get a good avocado, you can have some good guacamole. I got these today. They're a little bit, I think I might just do one right now. But this is our new avocado tool, okay? There's a serrated edge that is very sharp, so be careful with that. That's gonna cut right through this peel. And I'm just gonna go right around it, squeeze it open, right? And then look at this end. This has some little prongs. There used to be a little trick with a knife, which always kind of made me a little nervous because, you know, if your knife slipped, but just like that, you got the pit out of the center. Then you're gonna take the non-serrated edge of this and just cut through, okay? I'm gonna stick this in my bowl then. And this new mix that we have is a mix, so it's not gonna be, it's not like one of our seasonings that's all natural. It is a mix. So all natural, you would take your avocado, you take some fresh lime juice, you take some fresh garlic, you take some salt, avocado. I always like to dice up some tomatoes and put in with my guacamole when I make it by myself or make it on my own. You could even just add a little bit of salsa if you have some salsa going on to your avocados, and that's a good way to get some quick guacamole. But in this case, since I don't necessarily have a lime right here handy, I'm just going to take, I need a tablespoon that I used earlier, but a tablespoon right here. It's 1 tablespoon of mix for each avocado. Super easy, right? So even if you don't have fresh lime or you don't have some fresh garlic, you don't have a tomato to be able to use, you can have some really yummy guacamole just like that in the amount of time that your quesadillas take to grill up and get all nice and toasty on the grill. And this is just our mix and, this might be the mix and chunk. We have a mix and chunk and a mix and mash. And these are great for things like smashing up your guacamole, or even getting, like, if you're making deviled eggs, you can take those yolks, and it's good for mixing that filling up of the yolks too. So there you go. Guacamole is ready to go. Nacho cheese sauce is ready to go. Oh, can't waste that guacamole, right? And then our quesadillas. Oh my goodness, you see those? Don't they look delicious? So I'm just gonna take, and I guess I didn't have too much cheese because the cheese is not oozing out all over to my grill pan. So that is nice. And then here's what I like to use. Our pizza cutter. I've had one of these. This is another one of those products I bought early on. I'm gonna let that cool down. The one thing I didn't mention earlier when we were talking about this is there is actually, you can have this wide open. I would have to scoot it down on my counter a little bit so it rests easy. But you could have, I could be doing grilled chicken on one side and grilled vegetables on the other side. Or if I have my griddle plates instead of my grill plates, I could be doing pancakes on one side and eggs or bacon on the other side. So that's another feature of this grill and griddle as well. So I'm just gonna get our quesadillas all cut up, just like that. Oh my gosh, y'all, this smells so good. We'll serve it alongside our guacamole and our nacho cheese sauce. Get some extra tortilla chips out, and we are gonna be good to go, all right? So we covered a lot tonight. Thank you again for participating. Let me know what your favorite tip was or what your favorite product was. And keep in mind, as we go throughout this week, as you're making your wish list, if your wish list is a little longer than what you may be able to get today, consider having your own party. Host rewards are so fun. Or maybe there's just a few things that you'd like, but you'd like to have a discount on it. You could host a shared rewards party. Instead of host rewards, everybody who joins the party gets a discount. So that's kind of a fun option that Pampered Chef offers as well. I'm certainly excited that you've joined us this week. I'm excited to continue partying with you guys this week. I'm glad to be your consultant. Let me know if you have any questions or how I can help. All right, bye for now.